Hi, JP Fornia of the Movie Jerks here, coming to you on day 8 of 31 Days of Horror, the month where I watch a horror film I've never seen every day for the full month, right up to Halloween. And what do we get for day 8? Well, yesterday we had Christy, so today we're getting the CREEPS, Deformed Monsters, Undersized, Undead, and Angry. Mad scientist brings Dracula, the Wolfman, the Mummy, and the Frankenstein monster to life. But there's a problem, and they end up 3 feet tall. Well, I wanted to see Universal Monsters, so I guess beggars can't be choosers. Day 8, I'm watching The Creeps. The Creeps, Deformed Monsters, is lazy script writing at its worst. When looking up its information on IMDb, the 2 bits of information it stresses upon are details about the 3D camera that was used. Yes, this was originally filmed in 3D. And the fact that the actor, Rhonda Giffins, refused to do nude scenes. The story is about a mad scientist who wants to bring back to life Dracula, the Wolfman, the Mummy, and the Frankenstein monster. To do so, he requires the first prints of Bram Stoker's Dracula, Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, and the other 2 books. So he goes to a special library that contains all original prints. The script does drop a lot of literary title references, and by that I mean mentions a lot of literary titles and authors.
There's a Rita Mae Brown reading at the Barnes & Noble this evening. I thought if you were free, maybe we could, cheese and wine?
Like a nerd does at a comic book convention, with little reference or display of knowledge about the material, just simply name-dropping, with the illusion of knowledge at its base.
I'm, cataloging the new Gertrude Stein acquisitions, and I thought it was something we could work on together.
Our detective protagonist works at a video store as well, so we do get some movie title drops on top of that.
Well, we have Barbed Wire Dolls, Irina the Bare-Breasted Countess, and Vampiros Lesbos. Yeah.
The reason why I accuse this of just being mere title dropping is because the monsters in this film do not resemble the literary works. Instead, they are replicas of the Universal movie monster versions. And for this, I blame the producers, the directors, the makeup artist, the scriptwriters, and even the actors. Since the film is directed by Charles Band himself, the king of tiny monsters, it would make sense for him to bring into his Full Moon catalog his unique versions of the Universal monsters. I would have assumed that he would have been a fan. However, there's no distinction between any of these 4 monsters, besides Dracula can talk.
You will be so kind as to explain all of this, my friend.
Whether these tiny monsters are these specific 4 is irrelevant. You could easily replace them with any other monster in history, and it wouldn't have an impact on this film whatsoever. We don't get to see the Wolfman's transformation. We don't get to see the Frankenstein monster try to find humanity in himself. We don't get to see Dracula drink blood or even turn into a bat. And we don't get to see the Mummy do some mummying. Even as a goofy B-movie popcorn flick, this fails. Once the gimmick of the tiny monsters is revealed, the plot changes into a kidnapping film, where the mad scientist needs our protagonist to be part of the experiment. Why? Because she was part of the first one that didn't quite work. And why is that?
Well, see, we need the girl because she's part of the equation now, and we need her for the sacrifice.
Well, because of science, obviously. My main question throughout this whole film was, Who is this made for? It's not very violent. It's not gory. Little swearing. It shows no reverence to the original monsters. It's not funny. It's not sexy, although I think it tried to be. And with its PG-13 rating, I would suspect this is aimed for children.
Well, certainly she can be undressed.
And then this scene blows that theory out of the ground. Is the Creeps campy full moon monster mayhem fun? Not even a little. And there you go, day 8 of 31 Days of Horror. This time I watched The Creeps. What other horror films are just a smidgen of the quality of the films they're copying? Let us know in the comments section. And if you're curious about other films I'm watching this month, be sure to hit the subscribe button below for updates daily. And for other information about the Movie Jerks, you can go to www.themoviejerks.ca.